Ladies and gentlemen, will Fatal J be able to talk about a 4-hour movie without any spoilers?
Hell no!
Well, Smokey, I can at least try. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Fatal J, back like I love something. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I saw the Snyder Cut and it was absolutely dope. Now, I'm not bragging. I was one of the privileged people that got to see it early. I'm no different from nobody else. Actually, I am a worm compared to everybody else in the Snyder Cut movement, and we're going to get right into that. But before we get into that, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell, because that notification bell made me feel oh so good and oh so swell when you press it. Yeah, a Fatal J grows his wings when you hit that notification bell. But we're going to get straight into this review. Oh man, this movie was finger licking good. Now, I know this is the very first thing that you had on your mind. Fatal J, is the Snyder Cut different from the Joss Whedon version? I will get right into that. This movie here, you will notice scenes that showed up in the Joss Whedon version. Now, this is the kicker before the haters start going crazy and start cheering. Those scenes always belong to Zack Snyder first. Period, point blank. Those things always was his, okay? So get that correct. But when you look at the whole scope of this movie is different. Zack made it his own. It's totally different from the Joss Whedon version. And what I love so much in the next category we're going to talk about is the story. The story. What I like, the reason why this movie is 4 hours long, and I can't believe people are complaining about 4 hours, especially when you can binge 4 episodes on Netflix that run an hour on each episode. But I love that Zack made this movie 4 hours. The reason why is so he can focus on the story. Not just the overall scope of the story, but he can focus on individual members of the Justice League. What hurt the Justice League so bad is the movie was only a 2.5-hour frame, if not shorter than that. And they rushed the characters. We didn't know who we was getting into. We didn't know the personalities. We didn't know the backstory. We didn't know the intentions of these characters. So I love how Zack just gave us time to get to know these characters, get to know their pain, get to know their personalities. And that's what was so dope about it. Now, let's talk about the overall story. Everything glued well together. Everything ran smooth together. Zack even slid in some new stuff on us to kind of throw us off from the Justice League. Okay? Especially in that intro, which I'm not going to tell you anything about. Because remember, this is the spoiler-free Fatal J Snyder Cut review right here. Now, I will say this. Towards the end, it will throw you off. The ending will throw you off, but it's a dope way of throwing you off. And I'm not going to give nothing away. Let's look at the acting. Everybody did a superb job as acting. The person that probably stood out the most, the Justice League member that stood out the most, I would have to say I was more interested in Cyborg's story. Cyborg was real interesting, and the thing about it, I wanted to get to know more about him. I think we need a Cyborg story, because when you see the scope of his powers, the potential of what he can really do, that can give us an awesome new story. Ben Affleck did a dope job. Henry Cavill did a dope job. Gal Gadot, everybody did a flawless job. But I'm going to tell you, you would think that with Superman and Batman, they would get the most shine. In my opinion, the lesser Justice League members got the most shine. They had a little bit more personality and more oomph to them. Cyborg and Flash, in my opinion, Cyborg and Flash really stood out to this movie. They was really interesting. It was unique. I've never seen those type of characters before in the comic books, and I'm not speaking on their powers. I'm just their unique personality is very different from the other stuff. Now, when it comes to Ezra Miller, yes, Ezra Miller, he had that little comedy to him, just like in Justice League, but it was just enough. It was just enough comedy to not ruin the movie and the comedy. It was sprinkles of it in this movie, but it wasn't enough to hurt the story. I'm gonna tell you, this story, Justice League, this was a brutal movie, like we all knew, like we all predicted. This was a very brutal movie. And I would have to say this too. When you get to the end of the movie, it's no way, no how they're not going to make a Justice League 2 and 3. I can't give it away. I can't spoil it, but I must say this. I must say this right here. That ending was so dope. It's no way, it's no how we not getting a Justice League 2 and 3. And this movie, oh man, if you have kids, this will mentally make you emotional. It will make you very emotional because, of course, this movie is dedicated to his daughter, Autumn Snyder. Unfortunately, Zack Snyder lost her. He lost her during the first filming in 2017 of Justice League. He had to leave, and then DC decided to put Joss Whedon in there, and that's why the fans wanted this movie so bad. That was the key. The key was this. Zack had to leave because of unfortunate events, but the fans wanted him to go back and finish this because Zack Snyder can produce long films that are super dope. When you watch BVS, you may not like the theater version, but I have seen a lot of people crossed over when they saw the Ultimate Edition of BVS. Look at the Ultimate Edition of The Watchmen. Zack Snyder did that. People love when Zack Snyder go longer with his films. I'm gonna hang on and give you guys a rating during my spoiler review, but I will tell you this. The Snyder Cut gets a high, I'm gonna put it like this. The Snyder Cut right now, and of course I'm gonna watch it a million times over, but the Snyder Cut right now is way higher than an 8. Way higher than the 8. Zack Snyder, kudos for what you did. Oh man, this has never happened in movie history where they listen to the fans. They listen to the fans, and now I truly believe on March 18th, HBO Max is going to see the biggest turnout when it comes to subscribers, and HBO Max is going to be like, hey, we need more. And guess what? I'm the same way. I'm just like Tyrone Biggums. And instead of crack, I want some of that Zack Snyder Cut stuff. Get back at your boy Fatal J. I hope I didn't ruin the movie for you, because I really didn't spoil anything. Get back at your boy Fatal J. Make sure to like. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell, because like I told you before, the notification bells make me feel oh so good and oh so swell. I'm out of here.
The time for talking is over. It's time to push buttons.